Hello. Yes. So today we'll be talking about API but my title of my talk is because I'm happy. Because this is a word game, happy, and I think that now we need to spend some time with the one we beloved, and maybe you didn't know, 2 times ago we got to special events with Alexei and other partners, and this was very special. We enjoy this moment, and I think that now it's time to enjoy all the little things that we have in life. So yes, keep calm and be happy. Okay? Maybe you know this kind of creature of famous movies. Who know this creature? Yes, you? Okay. And this creature is called Minion, I don't know how to say in English. Enjoy little things, says banana. So this is the afternoon. I know that everybody is tired. I am the only obstacle between you and the next break. So I think that we need to wake up. And I want to make a little game. Say, okay, if I say banana, wake up and say banana, okay? Banana? Okay, great. Okay. So yes, I'm French. You know, I'm Steve Destivelle. Zabbix team called me the Zabbix French evangelist. I am the founder of Easy IT. And maybe you have to give me some money because each time you say easy, I was thinking, okay, my company is Easy IT. And yes, I have this super sexy accent. I know that you are jealous, but yes. So I could say, what else? Hey, darling, how do you do? So what is the purpose of my talk? It's about Zabbix API, yes. It's not a workshop. We'll have one tomorrow morning. So register, because I think that only my mom is registered for the moment to the workshop. So please help me. This will not be very detailed, just to show the potential of Zabbix API, because I aim to make Zabbix more easy, because as you see, IT people are so overwhelmed, so they need more help. So what is an API? API is an application programming interface. So this is a link between you and the program. Dimir, where is Dimir? Yes, he mentioned all the steps, all the things that you need to do to connect to the API. So yes, first you need to log in, retrieve the session ID, and then after that you will be able to do some queries on Zabbix API, okay? How many people are using Zabbix in this room? Please. No? Not very? Okay. Because even if you didn't notice it, you are using Zabbix API through the front end. So maybe you're a minor level of Zabbix API user. So if you want to see what kind of call in the front end are using at this moment, you could activate the Konami code, because I love video games. Or you could simply go to your user group and click the debug button. So you have to go to administration menu, user groups, select your groups, and then after that, click on the debug mode and banana. Yes, debug mode will be enabled in the lower right corner, as you see. Now click on the debug button and you will be able to enjoy all the API methods currently using in Zabbix frontend, okay? So you have a link below to get all the information about the method. You could create, update, delete, and then get all the information of Zabbix, because Zabbix could be usable only from command line with API, but I think that it is more easier to go to the front end and make some clicks instead of using Zabbix API, okay? So why API and not SQL command? Because SQL command, each time a new version of Zabbix get out, maybe you have some change in the database, maybe there is a remove of the table that you are using previously. So API is the best things that you can use. There is a rollback also in case of error. Everything that you do with the API is auditable, and it respects the user permission. And it's a good way maybe to learn Python, because I was involved of writing some script and using Zabbix API, and I developed the skills, yes, I could admit it, using Python for this. So maybe if you want to check to know how to use Python, maybe it's a good example to begin with Zabbix API, because after that you will be able to do a lot of crazy things. So as Alexei told us this morning, to secure Zabbix, you have to use Zabbix roles. So since Zabbix 5.2, in the menu administration, user roles, you could set a new roles for your user to have permission granularity, UI restriction, and you could set, okay, I want to limit the methods applying to this user. And you have the link to a good article on the blog.zabbix.com from Arthur explaining how to use Zabbix role in a context enterprise. So you have to go to administration, user role, create a user role. You will select user type if it is simple user, admin, or super admin. Select on the things that you want to use in the front end. But in our case, we'll be interested only on the API method that we could call allow or deny and banana. Yeah, you will be able to use the method that you select in the front end. So what could be done with Zabbix API? You could use, as Dimir said, the Grafana native data source to create some dashboard. With Python Flask, you are able to create some custom web interface. And with the PyZabbix library, you will be able to do that. That's why I use Python now. You have the link to the GitHub to download PyZabbix. Sometimes, like this example, because it was not possible to create some custom reports for our customers, we said, okay, we will use Zabbix API to retrieve information, and then after that, create some sexy dashboard with HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, so you could extract information needed from Zabbix and then use in a custom web interface. Okay? With automation, because I want to make the work more easier, to add some hosts, for example, from a CSV file, to add some host groups and users, so to help users who don't know how to manage Zabbix, because every person in the world is not a Zabbix administrator, so how can I make this work more easier through a web interface to limit the interaction of the users with Zabbix, and how to simplify this process. You have a little example how to create a host here. You have the method host.create, and then after that you will have to select the different parameters that you want to use, the interface that you will use. This is an agent interface, SNMP, and so on and so on. The port, in this case, this is a SNMP host, because you have to put the port, the bulk, for the bulk request if you want to enable it. Then you select the groups, the template, and you could set also the inventory mode. Another example, because in France, we have a lot of bank holidays. So yes, we are a bit lazy, but yes. To simplify the creation of the maintenance period one time a year, it's easier to make it from ECS calendar file. So you have to import only one file, and it will create all the maintenance period according to the bank holidays. Okay? Because each time you want to add the maintenance period, normally you should have several steps to implement this maintenance period. But with only one file to import, it will create all the maintenance period. We could also migrate from other monitoring solutions to Zabbix easily, like, for example, BMC Patrol, HPOV, Nagios and the fork of Nagios, Data Miner, and also older version of Zabbix. Dimir just talked a little about that, but it could be possible because with configuration export and configuration import method, it is not possible to export and import everything that you have in Zabbix. This is limited to host, template, maps, and I don't remember the other things. But we are working in EasyIT on these tools to export all the things that we have in Zabbix, like the action, the maintenance, the script, the settings, and so on, to be able to import it in a new version of Zabbix. For example, if you have an instance with 3.0 Zabbix, with these tools, you are able to migrate only the configuration things, not the history for the moment, to a new version of Zabbix. So yes, these tools was a lot of work because sometimes you need to follow the change in the Zabbix API. For example, previously for the user, this was alias, and now this is username. For the action, we have operation recovery, operation update, and so on. Sometimes the method change. And thanks to my friend Anna Devarieux and Kevin Françoise, who work on these tools, because you can fork just a small part of these tools on the GitHub link that you see below. And yes, maybe this could be a source of inspiration for you to take these things and work on that. What I could share with you, because the previous tools, sorry, I will keep for me and not for you, but I could publish it for you, is how to import icons easily in Zabbix. Because you know, maybe if you are using Zabbix Maps, you have to set up, okay, I need to have one icon this size, one other icon this size, and one another icon the same in different size. So I made these tools. It will be publicly available later in October. Yes, this is like I am selling the iPhone later this year. So you will be able to import with a different size your icon in Zabbix. So for example, how to do that? You have to import PyZabbix. So you need to install with pip utility PyZabbix library. And then say that in your Zabbix, Python script, from PyZabbix import Zabbix API. After that, you will need to import OS library because we will import the icon to put on the file system. The library Python imaging library, to change the format of the icon, and the base 64 library because we need to encode the image in base 64 format. After that, we set our URL, for example, zabbix.example.fr, and set the credential to log in to your Zabbix. Upload then, when we go to the slash method, I think that somebody is sleeping, so banana. I saw you. When I go to the slash and set the get method or post, it will have a different behavior. So when I post this icon, yes, it will automatically resize the image and then upload it to Zabbix. So I need to test if my previous image, if an image with the same name exists, then okay, my script won't execute the import. Then I need to encode the image in base 64 format. And then I will use the image.create method to import the image. And you see that image type is 1 because this is the type for the icon. Okay? And if you want, for example, also import a background image, you have to set image type equal to. So who we are? I don't talk about that. We are the biggest French-speaking company in the world, so we are called EasyIT. We are certified partner and certified trainer. Leader of the French-speaking community, we deliver expertise, professional services on SaaS or on-premise. You can go to our GitLab because we share publicly our work. So we have a lot of templates that we want to give to the community. Just because. And if you want to visit us, to because we are doing open source, to visit us. We have both. And remember, tomorrow morning to register for the workshop. And once again, if you want to join our community, we have a channel Discord. There is more than 740 persons. We are also administrators of the French part of the official Zabbix forum, so feel free to join to ask your question. I know that I'm not available 24/7, but if I could, I will respond to you. And enjoy and don't forget. Thank you.